Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off today's presentation with a powerful idea. Anger and emotion are strategically counterproductive. Today, we'll explore how stirring up waters to catch fish, or in other words, creating chaos to achieve your goals, can actually work against you. We'll also dive into Law 39 from the book, which emphasizes this concept. Over the next few slides, I'll guide you through practical insights and strategies to manage emotions and turn challenges into opportunities. Let's get started. Anger and emotion are strategically counterproductive. When we let ourselves get caught up in anger, we lose focus and clarity. That's why it's crucial to always stay calm and objective, no matter what the situation is. However, there's an intriguing twist here. If you can make your enemies angry while remaining calm yourself, you gain a significant advantage. It's about putting them off balance, disrupting their sense of control. One effective way to do this is to find the crack in their vanity, the weak spot where their ego is most vulnerable. Once you identify that, you can subtly rattle them, and by doing so, you hold the strings to their reactions. This technique ties into the overall theme of strategic mastery, knowing how to control emotions and leverage psychological insights to gain the upper hand. Let's talk about the water metaphor. When you stir the water or provoke anger, you create confusion. An angry person can't think clearly or plan ahead because their emotions cloud their judgment. They tend to react impulsively, snapping at the bait you set, which allows you to reel them in more easily. Now contrast that with stirring the mud. When the water is still, fish can see the hook clearly. Similarly, when your opponent remains calm, they can see your true strategy. Clarity is a powerful tool because it exposes deception. Finally, imagine the clear pond. A calm and transparent surface reveals everything beneath. This is the essence of effective strategy, being calm and clear so your true intentions are visible, and your opponent cannot be misled. This overall theme reminds us that maintaining composure and clarity can give us a significant advantage in any interaction or negotiation. Selassie stood in total silence, showing a remarkable sense of dignity and calm. He let the chaos around him, the waters, swirling, symbolize the turmoil and violence of the invasion. His composure served as a powerful contrast to the barbarity of the Italians, highlighting their brutality. By refusing to react with anger or aggression, he actually gained a moral victory on the world stage. In 1936, Selassie addressed the League of Nations, calling attention to Italy's invasion of Ethiopia. Despite his brave words, Italian fascists in the crowd shouted, jeered, and whistled to drown him out, trying to silence his message. This moment underscores the theme of moral strength and resilience in the face of brutality. Selassie's calmness and unwavering stance demonstrated that true leadership involves dignity even in the darkest times, and that moral support from the international community can be a powerful tool. On this slide, we see how Talleyrand would subtly provoke Napoleon by making calm, yet sharp remarks. It's interesting because instead of direct confrontation, he used wit and restraint to challenge the emperor. Napoleon, on the other hand, would often explode into screaming fits right in front of the court. These outbursts made him look almost childlike, losing his composure in front of others. Meanwhile, Talleyrand stayed cool and collected, exposing Napoleon's lack of self-control. This behavior weakened Napoleon's authority, especially because it showed a side of him that was impulsive and easily angered. This is a key point because it highlights how Napoleon's genius was marred by a fatal flaw: his short temper. Talleyrand understood this weakness perfectly and knew how to use it to his advantage. It's a classic example of how personal traits can significantly influence leadership and power dynamics. Remember, even the greatest leaders can be vulnerable through their own flaws, and Talleyrand's calm provocation illustrates how subtle tactics can undermine even the most formidable figures. When they rage, your role is to remain the anchor. Your silence and calmness will actually frustrate them even more, which can lead them to make reckless mistakes. This is a powerful tactic. Stay steady, stay composed. Next, it's crucial to study your enemy. Understand what triggers their insecurities or what makes them proud. If you can find their vanity, Even a small insult can provoke a disproportionate reaction. This gives you a strategic advantage. Know their buttons and be prepared to press them carefully. But before you can do any of that effectively, you need to master your own emotions. If you get angry, you lose the control you need to stay composed. It's about being an observer of your feelings, not a victim to them. Self-control is the foundation of power. Without it, all other strategies fall apart. So remember, staying anchored, understanding your opponent, and controlling yourself. These are the keys to power in any challenging situation. Reversal, feigned anger, is a powerful tool in our arsenal. You can turn it on and off like a tap, which means you control the situation, not the other way around. If someone is genuinely angry, they're not really in control. They're consumed by their emotion. But if you're feigning anger, then you are the one holding the reins. You're the master of the situation because you decide when to show that anger and when to turn it off. Now, it's crucial that this anger is truly feigned. It must be under your complete control. If it slips out of your grasp, you lose that power. Sometimes, showing a display of anger is necessary, perhaps to intimidate someone or to prompt action. It's about strategic use of emotion, not real rage. This is where the strategic outburst comes into play. It's a calculated move to influence others, to create a specific response, all while maintaining your composure behind the scenes. Remember, the goal is control, using anger as a tool, not as an uncontrolled reaction. That's the essence of mastering this technique within our overall strategy. Now, let's take a moment to acknowledge the sources of the images we've used throughout this presentation. First, we have the powerful image of the stormy ocean waves, which comes from stockcake.com. This image helps illustrate the unpredictable and often tumultuous nature of our subject matter. Next, there's the evocative silhouette of dawn fishing, also from stockcake.com, symbolizing hope, new beginnings, and the importance of resilience in challenging times. Moving on, we have a historic portrait of Napoleon Bonaparte, sourced from heritageprint.com. This image reminds us of leadership, strategy, and the complexities of human ambition. Finally, we see a distinguished portrait of Emperor Haile Selassie from finardamerica.com, representing dignity, sovereignty, and the influence of leadership across history. By understanding where these images originate, we're also reminded of the importance of credible sources and the role visuals play in strengthening our message. Connecting this to the broader theme, each image underscores a different facet of leadership and resilience, elements that are central to the concepts we've explored today.